Hello everyone, welcome to Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services. There's a video on daily news and editorial analysis, which I'll be covering from two important newspapers, that is the Hindu and Indian Express. So the most important news and editorial of the day would be discussed in this session. Let's get started with today's news list. Today is 4th of January. The first topic is roadmap for ISRO mission in 2022. We have not seen any important missions in 2021 due to COVID-19, right? So this year is going to be very significant for ISRO and overall space sector. Second, China constructing bridge on Pangong Lake. This is in Ladakh. This is again raised concern for India. Third, RBI allow offline digital payment up to 200 rupees per transaction. We'll see how it will actually function and how the digital, or you can say the offline transaction, would be promoted. The second last is government to expedite the 5G auction process, because very soon the government is planning to roll out the 5G services in selected cities. And the last is an editorial from the Hindu, aiding in governance. So this talk about how the NGO, government and other entities can aid in promoting the overall governance in our country. So this is the editorial from the Hindu. Apart from this, at the end of this video, there would be some MCQ based question. These questions would be based on current affairs that will help you for the upcoming prelims examination. So without any further delay, let's get started. And before I start, those of you who are new to our channel, do not forget to subscribe Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services on YouTube. If you like this video, if you find this video informative and helpful, do not forget to press a like button. And just to tell you about the app, I think most of you have downloaded our app. Those are new to this channel, you can download this app. You will get study material, daily MCQs and news and article, which would be definitely helping you through this journey of examination. So the first news of the day, that is roadmap for ISRO mission in year 2022. Whatever things that has been aligned by ISRO, we'll discuss one by one. This particular news is important for General Studies paper 3, achievement of Indian science, technology, Indianization of technology and development of new technology. So after a muted year, which we have seen in 2021 because of the COVID-19 and certain restrictions, the satellite launch was not that great. Even we have paused some of the missions. Now the RBI is gearing up to launch several missions in 2022, including the launch of Gaganyaan, right? So these are some of the most advanced missions that India would be coming up in 2022. So which are the all missions that our ISRO has actually aligned? So the list of mission for 2022, we'll discuss each mission one by one. The first is the Small Satellite Launch Vehicle, also known as SSLV. This is a development, basically a first stage of development में है, और इसकी जो development है that is being planned in the first quarter of 2022, right? क्या advantages होंगे SSLV की? This will provide a payload of 500 kg to a 500 kilometer planar orbit. So this is again advancement in terms of overall capacity. And SSLV was a primary development to realize the cost-effective launch vehicles that was high launch frequency with a turnaround capacity to cater the growing global market, right? So this is not something which only would be restricted to India. We would be expanding this to the global market also. Now RISAT, दिस इज वन है, ये रेडार इमेजिंग सैटेलाइट जो है जिसको RISAT भी कहते हैं, एक रिमोट सेंसिंग सैटेलाइट है जिसकी डेवलपमेंट इसरो कर रही है. दिस वुड बी द 6th सीरीज ऑफ RISAT with the configuration similar to the RISAT 1. And it would be land based missions which would be जो primary applications है वो terrain mapping पे होगी, analyzing the land, ocean and water services and the soil moisture. So this is how this is going to help in terms of providing overall radar imaging satellites. Now Aditya L1, this is expected to be launched in the middle of 2022. और ये इंडिया की फर्स्ट ऑब्जर्वेटरी क्लास मिशन स्टडी होगी जहाँ पे बेसिकली सोलर कोरोनन यूजिंग द सोलर क्रोनोग्राफी और क्रोमोस्फेयर यूज की जाएगी नियर द यूवी इंस्ट्रूमेंट. उसके अलावा एक्स-रे स्पेक्ट्रोमीट्रिक इंस्ट्रूमेंट की बात करें, दिस विल प्रोवाइड अ फ्लेयर स्पेक्ट्रा इनटू इन शीटू पेलोड, जो कि बेसिकली उसी के कंसर्न में उसी एम्बियंस में होगी, इन ऑर्डर टू कंजर्व और इन ऑर्डर टू ऑब्जर्व द सोलर इवेंट ड्यूरिंग द passage from the sun to the earth, right? So this is something with regards to the chronograph and chromosphere. Now the other important mission is Chandrayaan 3. ये एक बहुत ही important mission है India के लिए. This would be the third mission that India would be aligning to moon, right? This is specifically to moon. And earlier this mission was also with the name of Chandrayaan 2, which has failed, which minute glitches were there and software guiding software was not actually fine, right? So now ISRO is gearing up to ensure कि जितने भी missions ISRO ने align किए हुए हैं वो successfully achieve हो. Gaganyaan 1 ये एक टेस्ट व्हीकल होगी which will validate the crew's performing for the first uncrewed missions. The Gaganyaan are scheduled to begin in the second half of 2022. उसके बाद Gaganyaan 2 है. This is the secure uncrewed mission which is expected to launch जहाँ पे it will carry Vayomitra. This is again something important for examination. And spacefaring human robot development by ISRO. After this जो क्रूड गगनयान मिशन होगी दैट इज एक्सपेक्टेड टू लॉन्च बाय 2023. तो इसकी प्रिपरेशन अभी से हो रही है ताकि 2023 में इसको लॉन्च किया जाए. एंड इंडिया वुड मेक द फोर्थ, अगर ये चीजें सक्सेस होती है तो इंडिया ऐसी फोर्थ कंट्री बनेगी आफ्टर यूएस, रशिया एंड चाइना टू डू दिस. नो अदर कंट्रीज हैव इवन अटेम्प्टेड to go for this mission where the crew mission is there. This is the first crew mission that India would be coming up with. Now, sharing the space with private player, this is again very important in terms of giving it a globalization arena in terms of space sector. So the opening up of a space sector, that is the Indian government has constituted Indian National Space Promotional and Authorization Center, जिसको InSpace भी कहते हैं. This InSpace is very important for your prelims examination, as they are a sectoral regular for the private players, right? This would promote that private player in this sector can also come and have an equitable sharing in terms of the overall space sector development. And this started with the landmark MOU that was signed between the Skyroot Aerospace in September last year, right? So this is how the things has been working. Now China constructing a bridge on the Pongo Lake in Ladakh. This is something which is important for General Studies paper 2. Bilateral regional grouping and agreement involving India's and affecting India's interest. Also, this is important at the same paper under the India and its neighborhood relations, right? तो दोनों जगह पे ये topic important है. So the latest imagery satellite, the satellite images that has come to access by the expert, it says that the China may be constructing bridges across the Pongo Lake in the eastern Ladakh, right? So this is the geo-intelligence expert that they have gathered some of the image and shared with the media personals. Now the bridges which is constructed across the part of the lake within Chinese territory. So this bridge that is being constructed is within the Chinese territory. I'll show you a map also how is the construction going. And it connects both lakes, that is China ability to move quickly to the soldiers and heavy weaponry. So the north part and the south part would be connected so that the movement of Chinese army can take place at the earliest. So this is a bridge. You can see this entire area is the bridge construction, the new bridge under the construction on the north and south of the Pongo Lake. ब्रिज के कंस्ट्रक्शन की अगर बात करें, चाइना इज कंस्ट्रक्टिंग द ब्रिज इन ईस्टर्न लद्दाख कनेक्टिंग द नॉर्थ ऑफ द रिवर टू द साउथ ऑफ द रिवर, राइट? एंड दिस ब्रिज वुड एक्ट दैट अगर वहाँ की जो पीपल लिबरेशन आर्मी है, पीएलए है, उनकी मूवमेंट अगर हो तो वो आराम से इजी वे में कर सके. सो चाइना इज व्हाट दे आर डूइंग, दे आर बेसिकली बिल्डिंग अप मोर रोबस्ट इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर इन टर्म्स ऑफ getting that area and preparation against India, right? So the construction has been for some time, जहाँ पे जो overall distance है 140 to 150 किलोमीटर तक reduce होगी. Now India hold 1/3 of the 135 किलोमीटर Bloomberg shaped जो area है वहाँ पे almost ये 1400 feet के आसपास में. The bridge that China territory is taking, तो Indian army के लिए ये cautions है, ये state of alert है. Where all the operation that Indian Army would be taking, they would be also looking into the factor that China is building the bridges, right? तो हमें एक precautionary measures भी रखने हैं. And Indian Army got a tactical advancement over the PLA, जो South Bank है. August end में ये सारी चीजें हुई थी. Even since 1962, gaining the dominant view on the Moldo area. And North की अगर बात करें, Indian troops set up post in the PLA region, which is in the Finger 4. वहाँ पे रिजेस लाइन भी डेवलप की गई एंड इंडियन आर्मी हैज आल्सो टेकन सम पोजीशन इन द फिंगर 4 एरियाज. Now some phase of disengagement that has actually took place In February 2020 as a part of first phase of disengagement, बहुत सारी disengagement process के बाद जो चाइना ने अपने नॉर्थ और साउथ रीजन से जो मिलिट्री विड्रॉवल की है, बट अगेन दिस इज समथिंग विच इंडिया ऑल्सो डू नॉट अंडरस्टैंड एज अ पार्ट ऑफ चाइनीज डिप्लोमेसी, विच इज वेरी ट्रिकी. अगर बात करें चाइना डिप्लोमेसी की, so this is something which is considered to be very tough to understand. What they're actually saying and what they're actually doing is pretty different, right? So the difference in words and the difference in actions. So the Indian Army has a permanent position in terms of Finger 3. यहाँ पे इंडियन आर्मी की डिप्लॉयमेंट प्रॉपर है, जहाँ पे धान सिंह थापा पोस्ट है PLA के फिंगर 8 एरियाज में, वहाँ पे भी इंडियन आर्मी की डिप्लॉयमेंट है. Let's see how government of India, the military, the Ministry of Defense and the army is taking action in terms of this. So South Bank leads to the Kailash range, which is in the sector of Chuksul sectors. Now RBI allow offline payment up to 200 rupees per transaction. This is something important for general studies paper 2. 3 basically. Indian economy and issue related to planning, mobilization, growth and development. So recently the Reserve Bank of India has allowed offline digital payments, जहाँ पे 200 rupees per transaction allow की जाएगी, और overall जो limit होगी उसकी that would be 2000 rupees, right? So what is offline digital payment? This mean जो transaction है that would be done and it does not require any internet or telecom connectivity, right? So you don't require internet to transact this. उसके अलावा और भी कुछ फीचर्स की अगर बात करें, under this offline mode payment it can be carried out without face to face using channel or instrument card like debit card, wallet or mobile devices. So these transactions would not require any additional factor authentication, जिसको AFA भी कहते हैं. What are the advantages of this online transaction? Definitely RBI want that digital transaction should be promoted, but this is something which is a kind of a offline mode transaction, right? So offline transaction की बात करें, this is expected to give boost to digital transactions where the poor people which do not have internet connectivity in the rural areas, जहाँ पे connectivity की issue है खास करके semi urban और rural areas पे, उन पे ये काफ़ी advantage होंगे, उनके लिए काफ़ी benefit होगी. The new framework is applicable with the immediate effect as per the RBI guideline, and the offline mode of the payment is set to enable after obtaining specific consent from the customers. The customer would enjoy protections against the provisions of circular, that is the limiting customer liability would be there from the RBI. Time to time the RBI would be having the ombudsman also, and even the grievances of the people would be also taken into the proper consideration. Now, government to expedite 5G auction process. This particular news is important for general studies paper 2. Government policies and intervention for the development of various sectors and issues arising from it. Right. Also, this is important for your general studies paper 3 in the telecom sectors or even the development of infrastructure where this news is concerned. So the Department of Telecommunications ने अपने senior officers, चाहे वो Ministry of Home Affairs हो, मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ डिफेंस हो या फिर इसरो है, इनको डिटेल फाइनल स्ट्रैटेजी बताने की बात कही है, जहाँ पे स्पेक्ट्रम एयरवेज के बारे में बात कही जाएगी, सो दैट दे कैन नो दैट व्हाट इज द करेंट बैंड दैट दीज मिनिस्ट्रीज और डिपार्टमेंट आर करेंटली यूजिंग, राइट. सो डीओटी के ऑफिशियल्स ने स्पेक्ट्रम ऑक्शंस की बात कही है 5G एयरवेव दैट कैन बी हेल्ड एज अर्ली एज पॉसिबल इन द नेक्स्ट फिनेंशियल ईयर, राइट. जो बजट सेशन के बाद जो फिनेंशियल स्टार्ट होगी उसमें इसको करना है, एंड इवन द डेडलाइन इज दैट विद इन अप्रैल एंड जून दे वुड बी कमिंग अप, राइट. सो दिस क्वार्टर में दे हैव टू कंप्लीट. And in October last year, the Department of Telecommunication has written a letter to Ministry of Defense asking जो 100 megawatts की जो spectrum इन्होंने ली हुई है, even the band was around 3300 to 3400 megawatt. Instead, they have to take 3000 or 3100 megawatt frequency band, right? So there is a adjustment in terms of frequency band that these ministries are using. So this is for Ministry of Defense. Talking about other like ISRO की अगर बात करें, they have not pressed for the claim of 26 megawatt, और DOT ने ये कहा है that at least 3000 megawatt in line with the recommendation would be made, जो कि ITU इंटरनेशनल टेलीकम्युनिकेशंस यूनियन की जो स्टैंडर्ड है, उनकी जो रिकमेंडेशंस है, उनके हिसाब से उनके पैरामीटर्स पे ही एलोकेशंस की जाएंगी. So let's see how the rollout would be there and the cities that would be coming up with. तो कुछ ऐसे cities है जहाँ पे 5G की rollout होनी है by 2022. So what the Department of Telecommunication has said that final recommendations has come from TERAI. This is a nodal body, that is Telecom Regulatory Authority of India. उन्होंने 5G spectrum के लिए pricing और detail दी हुई है. So you can read about TERAI, which is again important for the prelims. एंड एज पर द टेराई गाइडलाइन कुछ सिटीज सेलेक्ट किए हैं: गुड़गांव, बेंगलुरु, कैलकाटा, मुंबई, चंडीगढ़, दिल्ली, जामनगर, अहमदाबाद, चेन्नई, हैदराबाद, Lucknow, Pune, and Gandhinagar. If you are living in any of the cities, you would be one who can avail the 5G connectivity by 2022, right? और भी जितने cities हैं उनको भी connect किया जाएगा gradually by 2023. Almost pan India, the 5G services can be availed. So trial of the 5G services has already been complemented. They have already been conducted in the cities, and possibly the rollout is there. तो ये cities को सबसे पहले 5G services मिलेंगी. Now, aiding in governance, this particular news is important for General Studies Paper 3, Government Policies and Intervention for the Development of Various Sectors and Issues Arising from it. This is actually General Studies Paper 2 and not 3. So, we'll directly jump into the editorial, what the editor want to convey. So, talking about the background, it says that जो सिनर्जी है एक एनजीओ, गवर्नमेंट और कॉर्पोरेट में, ये काफ़ी ज़रूरी है इन टर्म्स ऑफ ओवरऑल डेवलपमेंट. एंड इट इज़ वेल नोन दैट द कोलैबोरेशन एफर्ट्स of the market and the government leads to development of a country, right? So inevitably for any developed countries, the participation of public player, even the private players, the government and NGO play a very crucial role. So engaging with the communities and non-state informal institution is an important part of working with the government machinery. Now, बात करें corporate social responsibility की, this has already helped a lot more people. A lot of fund has been utilized for the social work, but यहाँ section 135 of companies act ये mandate करती है कि कोई सी जो सी ऐसी कंपनी है which is actually making their profit of 2% of the net profit should be devoted to the social work, that come under the ambit of corporate social responsibility. जो CR की concept है, CSR की, उस concept के अंदर उनको 2% अपने utilize करने हैं for social work, right? So this laws give corporate a necessary impetus where collaborations and non-state like जो non-governmental organizations हैं, even जो civil society organization है, इसको CSO कहते हैं, this would strengthen the century private partnership in terms of overall development and promoting inclusive growth in our country. तो इस तरह के जो पॉइंट्स है वो आप जनरल स्टडीज के पेपर 4 जो एथिक्स के पेपर हैं उसमें भी यूज कर पाएंगे. A key pillar in a democratic governance is the citizen power to question the state, right? Every individual has a right to get the information through RTI, even through the plea, but this is a power of an individual that they can ask anything, right? NGO and the voluntary group has played a significant role in building the capacity to hold government accountable. So वैसे इंडिविजुअल जिनको बहुत ज़्यादा गवर्नमेंट फंक्शनिंग के बारे में जानकारी नहीं है वो एनजीओज के थ्रू भी अप्रोच करते हैं. सो दिस नॉन गवर्नमेंट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन हैज़ प्ले अ वेरी क्रूशियल रोल in setting up the accountability standard for the government and even making people more aware about the government functioning. Now essentially cog in the wheel, ये एक टर्म यूज की गई है कि कौन कौन से ऐसे फैक्टर है जो कि छोटे हैं बट बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट है, राइट? सो यहाँ पे इंडियन ब्यूरोक्रेटिक सिस्टम की बात की गई है. स्टेट की अगर बात करें, स्टेट शुड बी इवॉल्विंग इन नेचर एंड इंडियन ब्यूरोक्रेटिक एलीट्स हैव अ लिटिल एपेटाइट ऑफ रिस्क, राइट? जहाँ पे वो इनोवेशंस के लिए या फिर जो अगर ऐसे इंपॉर्टेंट डिसीजन मेकिंग करने हैं उनसे वो बचते हैं बिकॉज they have their responsibility. Basically they are responsible to all the citizen, even to the government, but इस तरह से चीज़ें देखी गई है कि they are more into the political bosses. First they get the permission, the red tapeism still exists in the bureaucracy, right? So this is what it says, that cog in the wheel. And there's also a failure in which the deep rooted consensus of non-risk taker are there. No one want to take a proactive role in terms of promoting any innovation in the governance, जिसके वजह से still India's governance is among the poorest, right? अगर global ranking भी आप देखें तो काफ़ी खामियां हैं हमारे governance system में. Now they become a vehicle of demand for the poor people, and even the law has brought a dramatic change of this degree. Now, talking about the conclusion, how we can conclude this particular editorial, talking about the synergy that we can have between the government, the private individual, or you can say the NGO, right? So the synergy is very important. So the CSR law has brought corporate into the new clean mess, जहाँ पे एक लीगल फ्रेमवर्क बनाने की ज़रूरत है, चाहे वो एनजीओ हो या फिर जो सिविल सोसाइटी के ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है, दे शुड प्ले अ वेरी क्रूशियल रोल. And NGO and CSO, irrespective of their open hostility in the current dispensations, play a major role in mobilizing citizens and providing what actual right is given to them by the constitution and even by the government, right? तो लोगों को अवेयर करना, जागरूक करना, यही बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट्स है in terms of making people aware the role that is being provided, that is being entrusted with the NGO and CSO. Now they can also help to contribute the better policy as well as better governance, right? So if any individual is aware about his rights, what are the purpose of a governance, how the state is going to benefit an individual or the society, is very important for a people, for a country like India, where not everyone is equally aware about the rights and benefits provided by the government, both by the state government as well as by the center governments. Now, moving to the MCQ questions of the day. Before I start, just to tell you the MCQ questions. So the answers first. Yesterday questions के जो first answer है, that is first the correct option is A. For second the correct option is C. Today's MCQ, olive lidded turtle. Ridley turtle जो है, this is carnivorous, and the Odisha Garimata marine sanctuary is known as the world largest crockery of sea turtle. If you know, do let me know, कौन कौन से करेक्ट ऑप्शंस आपको पता है, या फिर इसके बारे में आप इसके जो IUCN स्टेटस है वो भी पढ़ सकते हैं. And National Urban Digital Mission, this is the Ministry of Communication that has been launched by the National Urban Digital Mission. It will create a shared digital infrastructure and working across the three pillars, that is platform, progress, and holistic development of cities. So this is how you can practice some of the important questions, which will help you definitely in the upcoming prelims examination. If you want to practice more important questions, we have test series for you, 60 high quality tests that you can avail along with the IS Gazetted magazine. So this is a combinations of the test series that you can avail. मैंने वीडियो के डिस्क्रिप्शन में इसके लिंक दे दिया है, ज़्यादा जानकारी वहाँ से ले सकते हैं. So this was all about the daily news and editorial analysis followed by the MCQs. If you have any other concern, do let me know. I'll be more than happy to assist you. For time being, I'm signing off. Thank you so much for watching this video.